team is extremely excited about regionals. I'm excited about it as well. The way it works in cross country in Division II is that every team within the region is invited to the regional championship meet, and the top 5 teams in our region will qualify for the national meet, and the top 3 finishers not on a qualifying team will qualify as individuals. And so this will be a great experience for us to see what the qualification process is like for Division II, and to see how close we are, to see if we can sneak a couple runners in there. And I think we have a few that are right on the bubble that could sneak into that qualifying spot, but we'll have to wait and see until next Saturday for that. The other great thing about this, the exciting thing, is that this is the first time the men will race a 10-kilometer race, which is 6.2 miles. All throughout the season, they've raced 8 kilometers, which is right at just short of 5 miles. And in Division II, the championships, regional and national championships, are both a 10-kilometer race. And so this will be a great opportunity for us to see what it's like to run a cross-country 10K. None of the guys on our squad have done that before, and so I'm excited to see how they do. The reason the course length changes for the men's race at the regional and national level is because the talent level when you get to these championship meets is so close and so competitive that with an 8-kilometer race, there were too many guys crossing the finish line at the same time, and it made it very difficult on the timers and the officials to determine who actually placed in front of who. And so the solution was to lengthen the course and hopefully spread out those runners a little bit. That being said, athletes have a really funny way of rising up to challenges and expectations, and I know they're still right at the line, and people are within seconds of each other at the regional and national meet. Now the women will still compete in a 6-kilometer race, which is about 3 3/4 of a mile, and so there will be no change there. Freshman Lyria Gutierrez rolled her ankle at the meet at Northwest Missouri State. What we thought was just a rolled ankle, we discovered 3 weeks later was actually a broken ankle. And despite her desire and willingness to get back and run to help the team out, we decided as coaches that's probably not the best thing for her, and our athletic trainers tend to agree a little bit. So we've held her out of the meet, and we held her out of the championship meet for conference. And but fortunately, we had another young lady, a freshman, who will be competing in the heptathlon for us, Lainey Foltz, who was able to step up and join the cross-country team and race in her spot. The reason for that, too, is we also have junior Jesse Johnson is out with a lower leg injury as well. The conference meet went pretty well. On the team side, we finished 11th for the men and 11th for the women, which is unfortunately lower than we placed last year as a team. Our goal coming into the meet was to improve upon our finish in conference last year. However, we did have some injuries, and there were some teams there that really competed well and stepped up and raced well. And so, the thing about racing in a conference like the Great Lakes Valley is that there are so many talented athletes, so many great teams, and so many great coaches working with those athletes that, really anything can happen on any day. And it's just a matter of who outkicks who at the finish line can really swing the entire score of the event one way or the other. And with so many freshmen and so many underclassmen, especially on the men's side, it was a new experience. I think there were a lot of people who were not sure what to expect racing at the conference level, but we did have some returners that came back and knew what to expect. They led the young guys well and did well. And as I stated before, we were without 2 of our seniors, and so that made an impact on our overall place for the men's side. On the women's side, senior Jess Connery finished 9th overall. She broke a school record running 22 minutes and 19 seconds. She finished 9th. I believe I already said that, but she was the first all-conference athlete from William Jewell in the sport of cross-country. So we had a few all-conference athletes in track and field last year, but she's the first one to actually do it in the sport of cross-country. The national meet will be held in Joplin, Missouri, hosted by Missouri Southern State University. They've got a great course down there. Coach Rutledge and his crew do a great job. They host a meet every year called the Southern Stampede, and they're actually hosting the regional meet for their region. We're not part of that region, but so it's a flat course, it's a fast course, it's one where people typically go fast there. And so the other thing about that is there's an initiative they're calling it the Joplin Initiative, which the NCAA Division II Cross Country and Track and Field Coaches Association are using the event to try to promote Joplin, to try to raise funds for Joplin, which was ravaged by a tornado several years ago, and or not several years ago, but just in the recent past. And so, you know, the event is being used not only to as a championship for the athletes, but also to really boost the community. And so it'll be an exciting time, and I really hope that we're able to get some athletes qualified to go down there.